You're watching Adorama TV.
Hi everybody, welcome to Adorama TV. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, this week on our iPad review, we're going to talk about DigiHub. It's an app that allows you to do slideshows and tell the time, and also it has a calendar and it can even play music. So let's take a really close look at DigiHub. DigiHub is an application that allows you to show slideshows as well as a calendar and play music and show the time, all kinds of fun stuff. So I just got a bunch of images here cycling through. So the first thing we want to do is replace these with something that's a little bit better. So I'll push this right on the middle of the screen there. And the first thing I want to do is load in the photos. So I can load those from a local photo roll, from Flickr or Facebook. So I'm going to start by loading these right from my iPad. Now I've got two different sets of images here. I've got one that I threw just some random images in. I've got the second set, which is some images that I think are really nice screensavers. And so what I can do is I can go in and add some of those. So if I hit edit, I can either delete that or I can click on it to get in there and add some more photos. So I can go in and say add photo, and then I can either choose from my camera roll or my photo stream or my home screen. I've got a bunch of these little bubble pictures here that I think are pretty cool. To add one, I just click and it'll go dark for just a second, and then that'll add it. I'll click again to add another one. Now I wish there was some kind of check mark or something to show me which of these photos were actually added, but we don't have that. So you just have to go back after you're done and see what you've added there. So there's all the little bubble pictures I have. And now those are stored in my second set. Now I can do the same thing with the first set. I could add or subtract images, but you get the idea. Here are all the little bubble pictures that we have in there, and it can be really anything. In fact, if I click and hold, up comes my menu. I can even pull things from Flickr or Facebook, so I'm going to pull some images from Facebook. Now once I click that, I'll click it one more time, and it's going to log into Facebook. Now I've already logged into Facebook, so you have to do that the very first time that you do this. And then I have all of my Facebook albums. So I'm going to go in there and choose the golden hour. Those are some images that I shot for Digital Photography 101, and those will be brought into my iPad, and then they will start playing here. So there they are. So I can click off, and you can see that here are all my golden hour pictures. Now we can do a bunch of other things as well. So I'll click and hold, and once again my menu is going to pop up here. So click, hold, there it is. Now I can start playing with, and sometimes there's one thing with this app, this is sort of finicky. Sometimes these things just sort of pop up or down. So perhaps that's a little glitch. But if I click on the clock and calendar, I can make the clock analog. So there's a big clock there. It's really hard to see, so I like using the digital clock. So there it is. You can also have, so there's the digital clock. I can click and hold that, go back to clock and calendar. I can have the clock in the lower bar or the upper bar. I can turn the time on or off in the calendar. So I'm going to have this in the lower bar right there and make this an analog clock, and you'll have that there. So there's all these different styles here for menu items and calendars and things like that. You can change if the time shows up in the calendar, if you want seconds to be shown or not. There's all kinds of different things you can do. So the other thing you do, you can change the fonts, which is pretty cool. So you can have this really ugly font like Courier New if you want. You can make it a little bit nicer than that. You can change the colors. There's some miscellaneous things you can do, like the border width. So you can make the borders a little bit larger or smaller. You can make these totally opaque or not opaque. So depending on how you want these things to be going over your photos, you can show or hide different things. You can also change the transitions. So you can have zoom and pan on. So let me turn that on really fast. And you can see that these start zooming and panning. So they're not just static images. And you can sort of see this analog clock. I just don't really like it, but there it is. So we have that there. And so you have different transitions. There's a timer here, so you can set a timer on and off. And so you can say shut this down at a certain time. So that's sort of nice if you just want to have that up for a little while and then shut off after you're done with it. Now the other thing you can do here is you can play music. And so you have to select music from your iTunes library on your iPad. So I'll go in here and select library, and then I can go and look at all these different songs I have in here. Or I can choose an artist. Here's a cool 80s artist, Aha. Here's Take On Me, one of the greatest songs ever recorded. And now I can go back here, and when I hit play, you can hear that Aha starts playing. Or maybe it doesn't start playing. In fact, we've seen that this is an issue sometimes. So let me try this one more time and see if we can get Aha to come in here. So I'll say, Take On Me, I'm done. There we go. Now we have some Aha. So that's how this works. It's a very, very nice application. You can show the time, the date, and even listen to some of your favorite tunes.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama TV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.